Distance education. What happened in Zimbabwe? In the 1980s, the Southeast African nation of Zimbabwe was founded from the British Commonwealth country of Rhodesia after a long and painful process. Before the founding of Zimbabwe, the educational system of Rhodesia enrolled less than 500,000 learners, and most were located in the major cities and towns of the country. One of the first acts of the new government was to offer free and universal education to the nation's children, no matter where they were located. This meant that the enrollment in the country's schools increased tenfold overnight. The teacher education faculty at the University of Zimbabwe in Harare and at other institutions of teacher training had to face the immediate problem of preparing the thousands of teachers needed by the many new and enlarged schools of the country. The approach selected was partly ingenious and partly based on necessity. It was decided that teachers in training should attend one of the institutions of higher education for their first year of preparation. For their second and third years, these teachers' education students were assigned to a school where they taught classes of students. College students functioned as regular educators with two exceptions. First, they were under the guidance of a more experienced colleague, and second, they continued their teacher education and higher education coursework at a distance. In other words, they enrolled in a full curriculum of coursework while they also functioned as novice teachers. Their coursework was delivered to them from a distant higher education institution. For their fourth year, they returned to the university or college and completed their degrees. In Zimbabwe, distance education became the primary technique for preparing the thousands of teachers needed to staff the new country's school. Interestingly, the technology used to connect professors, such as those of the Faculty of Education at the University of Zimbabwe, and students located in the many cities, towns and villages of the country, was the postal system. Students received written assignments and printed resources from the university. They used, studied, and interacted with these materials to complete assignments, which then were returned to the Faculty of Education for evaluation. Follow-up assignments and materials were then posted back to students. This process continued until the second and third years of the bachelor's degrees were completed. Periodic visits to the campus occurred, but the majority of the learning events was at a distance. This system, born the necessity of education, millions of students used the most appropriate technology available, the postal system. Certainly, a major social, political, and ultimately educational problem was solved, even though the approach was not high-tech. However, it was efficient and effective.